In the last presentation, we covered some of the damages an earthquake can cause. For those of you that missed those videos, please check them out right here on my channel, and feel free to share with your friends. Like the video. Just remember, as long as you're watching one of my videos, you need to like them, okay? Like the videos, and if you haven't subscribed as yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Big shout out to my few Guyanese students. Hey! And hi to my 2 St. Lucian students and everyone else that is watching this right now. After observing and learning of how unpredictable earthquake can be and some of these damages that these earthquake can cause, would you agree with me it is important for us living here in the Caribbean to actually always be prepared for, well, God forbid, in case there's an earthquake? Let's get straight into the meat of the matter. How can we prepare for an earthquake? To simplify things, we will look at 3 various levels how we can respond to earthquakes. First, let's look at the individual level. At the individual level, what are we talking about? We are talking about how can we prepare? How can you prepare? How can I prepare? What can we do as an individual to prepare for an earthquake? If this was a live session, I would have asked you to share what your thoughts are. But of course, it's not a live Zoom. But you can still think about it. Think about what are some of those things that you can do to mitigate the damages of an earthquake. Some of the ways that we can respond as an individual includes, at the individual level, these are some of the things that we can do. Always secure freestanding furniture to prevent toppling and damage to life and property. Inspect buildings regularly to ensure that they are properly built and maintained at established building codes. I know you guys, you are students and you're thinking, oh, this doesn't apply to me. But one day you're gonna grow up and you will own your own home. So these are some of the things that you must do, and you can also share these with your parents or whosoever that you are living with. All right, it's always good to have the information so when the time presents itself, you are able to use them. Also, what you need to do is store heavy objects on lower shelves to prevent them from causing damage. All right, so let's say, for example, you have all of these heavy stuff situated on like your top shelf. If an earthquake is to happen and it start to tremor and it start to shake with all the old vibration and all of that, those things are going to fall on you. They will mash up all those things that you probably might have at a lower level. So it is very important for you to store heavy objects on lower shelves. All right, some other things that you can do at the individual level, you can conduct earthquake drills regularly to ensure that your family members know how to react in the event of an earthquake. Like, for example, you can demonstrate the drop and cover plan, the exit routes, and you always should have an emergency evacuation plans. I know some schools, for example, like the school that I'm working at, we have an emergency evacuation plan. So you can try to come up with one for your family. Another thing that we can do is prepare to store water and always have your care package. So always prepare like a care package with your with your essentials, like the things that you will need in case a disaster should happen. Also, we should have insurance for our properties. So when it's all over, we can at least have some money from an insurance company to say, so that we can help in the rebuilding of our homes or other properties. Some other things that we can do as well is remove dead tree limbs from near our homes to prevent damages from falling branches. Okay, so if you know you have a tree that is termite infested and there's limbs on that trees or that is overarching, just remove them, just cut them. All right. Also, we need to pay attention to our structural reinforcement of our buildings. We need to ensure that our buildings, that we're following the building codes and we designing our building in such a way that in case there's an earthquake, it will be able to withstand, or it would not damage that greatly. We also need to keep heavy objects away from our exit roads. All right. Why you want to do this? Why do you think that we should keep heavy objects away from our exits? Because in case there's an earthquake and you're trying to get out, you're trying to get to safety, all right, you would not be able to lift that thing to move, to get out, or to go and get help. And you know what will eventually happen? You can eventually get trapped there for days and then you could end up dying. So you want to ensure that all your heavy objects, they are moved or they are stored far away from your exits. Let's look at the national response. So we just looked at what can be done at the individual levels. Remember, we said when we talk about the individual level, we're talking about you and me, what we can do as an individual. Now we're going to look at what is the government or what are your leaders of the country doing to prepare you in case an earthquake should happen. Now, one of those would be enforcing strict building codes. If you about to build your home or build some sort of property, your plan has to be approved by the town country planning department, because they are specialists, they are specialized in zoning, and they are able to determine what type of building should be placed on a certain type of land and in a certain location. Okay, so the government is also enforcing that certain programs be taught in school. Like, for example, right now I'm your geography teacher, and part of the curriculum is to teach you guys how you should prepare for a natural disaster, whether it is hurricane or earthquakes. Also, what is being done as well, you practice earthquake drills, and you have evacuation plans. And for each school there is an evacuation plan, and I'm sure you guys can recall doing earthquakes or tsunami drills in school. Okay, it's not just by chance these things are being done. The government is actually mandating that it be done. So these are just some of the things that it is being done at the national level. Also at the national level, we have tsunami warning signs. We have land use zoning. Citizens are also encouraged to take out life and property insurance. Now let's look at what is happening at the regional level. So we're looking at a regional response. Now there's an organization that is called CDEMA. CDEMA stands for Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency. This is an interregional supportive network of independent emergency units throughout the Caribbean region. And what it does, it provides training for disaster management and strengthening national organization. They are also educating, and they are doing a lot of public awareness programs so that we can be aware of what to do in case of natural disasters. Let's quickly look at some other things that is happening at the regional level. So there's assistance in shipment of food and other supplies, therefore preventing malnutrition, starvation. And there's also assistance with rebuilding of shelters because many persons are affected, and these are mainly the poor. CARICOM also joined with Red Cross and other non-profitable associations to send out and provide assistance. Also, we have the earthquake monitoring by Seismic Research Unit at UWI. Just to quickly wrap it up, most Caribbean countries are close to a plate boundary, making them at risk to earthquakes. Mitigation measures can reduce the risk that an hazard will cause to life or property. To my BVI students, this is your homework. I would like you to find out what is the name of the agency here in the BVI that is responsible for disaster management. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in and paying attention, and I really do hope that you did learn something. Please remember to give this video a like, and if you haven't subscribed as yet, please do so. Bye. In the last presentation, we covered some of the damages an earthquake can cause. For those of you that missed those videos, please check them out right here on my channel, and feel free to share with your friends. Like the video. Just remember, as long as you're watching one of my videos, you need to like them, okay? Like the videos, and if you haven't subscribed as yet, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe. Big shout out to my few Guyanese students. Hey! And hi to my 2 St. Lucian students and everyone else that is watching this right now. After observing and learning of how unpredictable earthquake can be and some of these damages that these earthquake can cause, would you agree with me it is important for us living here in the Caribbean to actually always be prepared for, well, God forbid, in case there's an earthquake?